Can you hear my presentation? Presentation? No, this is a paper.
Yes.
This okay. This is a science clinics in orthopedic surgery. This is the official journal of the Korean Orthopedic Association. This is Dr. Chinze. This is my junior, and we compared three different femoral fixation devices. This femoral head fixation device, I mean, including the screw and braid. So we the previously I used the gamma nail. Then I used TFNA and gliding nail. The first is gamma nail, then moved to the gliding nail, but it was discontinued due to the Smith and Nephi. Then we moved to PFNA until the magnet name is released. So we compared three types of fixation devices. So because we are focused on the femoral head rotation, because that can cause a subsequent cut out like this. Maybe you already seen this figure. The first three after the reduction of the femoral head and fix. But for example, impacted type fracture after the reduction, even after the reduction, there is a big space, big bony defect between the proximal and distal fragment. So even after the fixation, and both gamma nail and grinding other fixation devices that can slide distally due to the lack of the bone support due to the compression of the bone fragment. The part three, the femoral head can slide distally along the screw direction. But then, after the full sliding, then the proximal fragment never slide more. Then it can rotate. Then eventually cut out can occur after that. So this is my hypothesis. Anyway, so under this hypothesis, I measured the sliding length along with the femoral head rotation. This is the three types of fixation devices. This is the gamma nail. This is a screw type. This is a gliding nail, non-spherical double T shape. And this is the braid, but spherical, cylindrical. So we compare three types of fixation devices. Then we measured this one, the sliding length. Sliding length, we calculated sliding length using this figure. This is a line from here to here, and this is a line of the center line of the pair of the nail or braid. And then this is cross section of the nail axis, center line of the nail, and center line of the live screw, and then calculate the ratio this one against this length against total length of screw, and then calculate this length using the two live screw lengths. For example, this is the 70% from A to C against the total length of the lag screw, and the real length of lag screw is provided that the 100 millimeter. So distance from A to C is calculated as 70 millimeter. Then this is just after the operation. Then 1 week after the operation, we calculate distance from here to here. If it is reduced to the 60 millimeter, we can calculate the sliding legs is 10 millimeter. I think so within the 2 weeks post-operatively, more than 8 weeks, we defined the excessive sliding that implies that the bone fracture is unstable and that can a potential cut out in the future. So it must be take care. So anyway, we calculate this sliding length, and we also calculated the femoral head rotation using this one. But this is a little bit inaccurate because we calculated this length and this length, and 1 week or 2 weeks after the operation, if the ratio of this one and this one was changed, that implies the femoral head rotation. But it is we can recognize the femoral head rotation only the case where the lag screw is inserted not center of the femoral head, because if this length and this length is equal, that implies lag screw is inserted at the center of the femoral head. Even if the femoral head rotates, we cannot recognize the ratio of this length and this length. So I think this is not perfect, but to recognize, calculate the femoral head rotation is very, very difficult. It is virtually impossible without the CT scan. Even we use the CT scan, it is also very difficult to recognize. Anyway, we calculated and we compare the types. The distribution of the fracture type is equivalent in 3 categories, in 3 groups. And this is a comparison of sliding length and the rotation. And this is only the gamma nail, because only the gamma nail shows the sliding and the femoral head rotation. In this category, if the femoral head rotates, the sliding length is larger than the case that femoral head never occurred. So the femoral head rotation and excessive sliding is occurred in the same patient. Okay, and this is the mean sliding length of 3 devices. Interestingly, there is no difference among the groups because all devices can act the sliding length mechanism properly. Then this is, I'm sorry, this is the same as the previous one. Now this is a rotation case. In the gamma nail, it is very frequent to femoral head regarding the femoral head rotation, but gliding nails, no case. There is no case of femoral head rotation in the gliding nail cases. And even in the PFNA, that is the kind of braid that can consider to prevent the securely the femoral head rotation, but actually around 7 or 8% patients had the femoral head rotation after the operation. It is very interesting. Regarding the gamma nail, the 22% patient had femoral head rotation. So because it is very frequent, well, because of the shape of the screw. Of course, this gamma nail do not have the U-like screw that can prevent the rotation. If we use the U-like to the gamma nail, the percentage should be decreased. But even in the PFNA, so the femoral head rotation occurred. One reason is maybe the shape is not asymmetrical like the grinding nail. It is virtually the circle or cylinder shape. It is depend or rely on the bone coating around the blade. But I think during the bone impaction of the blade, or during the insertion of the blade, the helical blade should rotate according to the resistance force of the surrounding bone. But most patients have a very, very osteoporotic bone, even after the impaction of the blade into the bone. And sometimes this rotation mechanism during the impaction did not act properly due to the weak bone. Sometimes this blade can be inserted into the bone without the rotation of the helical blade, I think. So this is that maybe this might be the explanation of the such frequent femoral head rotation after the PFNA. So we conclude that the gliding nail is the best fixation device that can prevent the rotation and the subsequent cutout, but it can allow the sliding. Allowing the sliding means that can induce the bone impaction between the fragments, that can accelerate the bone healing. But in the same time, sliding can cause the leg shortening. So again, in the current concept, it tend to prevent the excessive sliding using the sliding blocking mechanism. So maybe I might said previously, some surgeons prefer to fix using the gamma nail or other femoral head fixation devices. So they prefer to lock the sliding to maintain the leg length after the operation. But they say there is no increasing risk of the cutout even after the lock of the sliding mechanism in the many type of implants. So it is very interesting. So this is our results. So as I said before, in Japan, so sliding length and femoral head rotation is many surgeons is very interesting to them. Okay, and then another one is I want to show you is sorry, this is Or maybe I might show you this one. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a Japanese one. So again, this is how to evaluate the anteversion, but not the femoral head rotation. But similar to the leg length, it is caused by the excessive sliding of the leg screw. So anteversion of the femoral head can influence the postoperative function of the patient. So it was very difficult to calculate the femoral head anteversion because sometimes to accurate measurement of femoral head femoral anteversion, we need 3D CT. But even using a 3D CT, anteversion is underestimated due to the unique morphological characteristics of the femoral neck. As I said before, femoral neck center is not aimed to the center of the femoral shaft. It will go to the anterior to the femoral shaft. So, use the CT, the femoral neck axis. Sorry, femoral neck axis is calculated as like this, never like this, because we define the femoral neck axis to is the line between the femoral head center and the femoral neck center, and draw the line between two centers. But actually, there are anteversion should be calculated using the line between the femoral shaft center and the femoral head center. This is more steep, more greater anteversion than the femoral neck axis that is defined as the femoral neck center and femoral head center. There is a difference between the femoral to the two axes. One is the femoral shaft axis and the femoral head axis. This is a greater anteversion. But we can see the slice in the normal CT slice in the femoral head center and the femoral neck center. This is a lesser anteversion compared to the axis from the shaft to the head. So we call it a Wiener method, with Wiener calculation method using a CT like this. This one. But maybe the femoral head center is here. Femoral shaft center should be here. It is slightly posterior to this line. This is femoral neck axis calculated using the CT scan. But
no change yet.
Sorry. Oh no.
No
Okay. I'm sorry. I should change. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, another. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe.
So
This one.
I would like to ask a question.
Okay. Yes, please.
Yeah. In your hospital, there's no use of the DHS, DCS.
DCS.
Yes.
DHS.
Yes.
Oh, plate.
Dynamic hip screw and
dynamic hip screw. Yes. In not only our hospital but also the other hospitals. So maybe more than 80% or even the 90%.
Yes.
Lasagna prefer to use the IM now.
Oh yes.
Oh,
And also read that about that comparing the DHS and